Good morning, good morning. I don't know what day it is actually. It's some day in July. I feel like time does not exist for moms in the summer. This is the state of my kitchen right now. Definitely gonna need a little tidy up, a little work, but we're a real family. I'm a regular mom. Doesn't always look pristine, or ever. It doesn't ever look pristine. I am just gonna get a little coffee going. My husband did not really ask for anything with the new kitchen. He let me choose all the things that I wanted with one exception. He requested filtered water, like a filtered water tap for the coffee bar. And it turned out to be one of the biggest headaches of the entire renovation. I actually have a new one from trade, a new coffee, but I haven't opened it yet. So I'll save that for another time because we came back with some beans from Leavenworth, Washington. That's where we were for a week with my husband's family. We spent a couple days in Seattle and then we drove out to Leavenworth, which was really pretty. I'll say though, it was actually pretty hot. We were expecting it to be cooler out on the West Coast. It was actually cooler here in Tulsa while we were gone than it was in Leavenworth. It was cool in Seattle, just not in Leavenworth. It was a fun time. I did not work. It was not a working trip. I don't think I took a single video clip. I might have gotten a few pictures and that was it. We actually took a break from work and took a proper vacation. But we got back a couple days ago at 1:30 in the morning. And for the last few days, it's just been like back into the frying pan, back into the fire with everything that's going on, just the busyness that our family finds herself in most of the time. And I've just accepted that it's gonna be that way for probably another 5 years or so before it slows down. But we were also having a new roof put on. They were supposed to do that while we were gone, but it rained here in Oklahoma over the holiday weekend, and so they weren't able to start on our roof. So we got in from the airport at like 1:30 in the morning, and at 7 a.m. they were here. And if you've ever had a roof replaced, it's very loud. Yes, we just got done renovating the kitchen. We're delighted that we have it. And the roof was more of a like necessity. We had a couple of hailstorms come through in the spring, like in May, and our roof was totaled. So it had to be replaced. And we're grateful that we have great insurance and we could get it done, but it is a bit of a nuisance, especially when you've only had like 4 hours of sleep. My husband and I have been using like a pour over method for coffee for a while. We do have a coffee maker when we have larger groups, but this thing is called a clever. So the coffee, after you grind it and you heat up the water and put it in here after it brews for a few minutes, it has a little catch on the bottom and you just set it on top of your cup and then the coffee will go out of the dripper and into the cup. I use lots of different creamers and, you know, sweeteners or things like that. I don't drink my coffee the same way every day, but right now I'm back to just using some protein shake in my coffee as a creamer. I've done that for years. That's it. This is my old faithful Yeti. You guys, my Yeti mug that I love so much and that I'm holding in a lot of my videos. I have several now, but this was my very first one. It's been with me for 10 years. I think I got it for Christmas in 2015. It is 2025 now, so it's seen better days, but it has stuck with me. It's the old faithful, the old guard. And I'm just gonna sip on this while I wake up, and then I'll show you guys what I'm having for breakfast here in a little bit. I also filled up my water, and what I've been doing lately is half of an electrolyte powder stick and then half of a regular water flavoring. Yes, I know, I can just drink plain water, but this is what works for me, and I will definitely drink all of that this morning, and then I'll do another one in the afternoon, and that's how I get my water in these crazy hot and humid summer days. I have a birthday this month. I'm turning 43. I've noticed the last few years that some of the things that have worked for me in the past, things that help me maintain my fitness, manage my home, run my business, simply aren't working as well anymore. Step aerobics and kickboxing and jogging miles and miles a week just doesn't feel the same in my 43-year-old body as it did in my 23 or even 33-year-old body. Managing my home and my schedule with teenagers requires different solutions than when they were toddlers and preschoolers. And I've been struggling to figure out what to do with my business here on YouTube as the platform has changed tremendously since I started over 7 years ago. But I also know that I can't keep doing the same things and expect different results. something has to change. If we want something in our life to change, we have to do something different, whether it's my health, my work, my mood, my stress level, my home, my relationships, or whatever. I'm realizing I might need to approach my struggles with a different set of solutions and even expectations than what I stuck to in my 20s and 30s. I do not mind oats or oatmeal lots of different ways for breakfast, but sometimes I get a little tired of that. And I'm also a big fan of grits, especially savory grits, like with a little cheese, salt, and pepper. So I picked these up in my last Thrive Market order. I'm gonna try some of them out today. I'm just gonna make one serving according to the package directions. But to increase the protein content in grits when I make them, I add some plain protein powder. This is unflavored. I usually add about half a scoop, and that will add 13 grams of protein to my bowl of grits in addition to the 4 that are in per serving. So 17 grams of protein in a, food that isn't usually protein rich is not bad. You could also add an egg over easy or scrambled. I'm just not a big fan of eggs, so I tend to keep it pretty plain on this one. Today's video is sponsored by Ritual. Ritual offers a variety of high quality supplements, and they're made traceable, meaning they tell you exactly where their labeled ingredients come from, why they're there, and how their products are validated. Ritual is third-party tested, vegan-friendly, non-GMO certified, gluten-free, and formulated without major allergens. I have been taking a multivitamin and a separate pill for omega-3s, but Ritual's Essential for Women actually offers both of those things in the same capsule. Also, you know how some vitamins have kind of a weird taste or flavor or aftertaste? Not so with these. There's a really subtle peppermint flavor that's really pleasant. But in the spirit of the rest of this video about trying new things and new approaches to address the challenges in this particular season in my life, I'm trying something new to me from Ritual. It's their stress relief. And while I am also trying to manage stress with good nutrition, with exercise, and with good quality sleep, I am also open to trying something new and that I haven't tried before. Ritual Stress Relief is a once daily supplement designed to help reduce stress with a trio of clinically studied ingredients to help the body with stress management. With Ritual, you can set up a subscription for your supplements and they will mail them to you on a schedule so that you never run out. Right now, you can get 30% off your first order with Ritual when you go to ritual.com/cmindymom30 or scan the QR code right here. And thank you again to Ritual for sponsoring today's video. Let's get back to it. About a year ago, I decided I wanted to grow my hair out. For the last 7 or 8 years, probably the better part of 10 years, I've had some sort of bob. Like my hair's been between my chin and my shoulders. There's nothing wrong with that. I'll probably go back to that eventually. It was just a change I wanted to make for me. I washed and dried my hair yesterday, so this is second day hair, and I thought I'd show you how I kind of revive it on the second day and sometimes even the third. So first I take a little section from the front, like where my bangs would be if I had bangs, and I just kind of like set that aside in a clip like this. And the rest of it I put into a high ponytail on the top of my head like this. Now I'm going to use hot rollers. I have seen another creator, I think, do this with a big barrel curling iron and just hold the curls in place with pins or with clips until they cool. But this is actually how I used to curl my hair back when it was really long in college. I would pull it all into a ponytail on the top of my head, and then I would use my whole hot roller set. And I would put those rollers into the hair while it was in the ponytail, and I would use a bunch of them. I would keep them in for a while, let it cool down, and then when I took the rollers out and took the ponytail out, I would have these curls that would like kind of cascade back the way you want them to. Well, I don't want it to be super curly. I just want to give it a little bit of volume and bounce. So I put one curler here in the front where the bangs would be, and I'm only gonna put 3, maybe 4 occasionally of hot rollers here in the top in the hair that I have left in the ponytail. 1, 2, 3. And I'm gonna leave those in until they cool. These are pretty cool. They're mostly cooled off. If you want it to cool faster, you could, after they've been in for a couple minutes, you could like take the roller out like that and then just put a clip or a pin right there in your hair and the hair would cool off quicker. I've done that before, but I'm not in a huge hurry today, so I just went and did some computer work for about 10 minutes and now I'm back to take them out. Front one out, 1, 2, 3. And now I take it out of the ponytail and give it a little shake. This is just like a little hair oil. I just put a little bit in my palms and kind of put it in the ends to tame some of the frizz. And then I run the brush through mine a lot because I don't really want it to be curly. I just want it to have that little curl at the end. See, like that. I'm gonna take you someplace where the lighting is a little better so you can see, because I don't think you can see very well in the bathroom. Okay, there, that's a little better. Hopefully you can see how it just has like a little bit of bounce on the bottom, but it's got some lift on the top. And right now the middle part is really in, but it also works if I wanted to take the part over this way. I would just kind of play around until I have it laying down the way that I want it. But that's the trick I use to revitalize second or third day hair. Lunch is a pretty typical one for me. It's leftovers. Last night McKenna requested Ranch House Surprise, which is a casserole my mom made all the time when I was growing up, so I make it now for my family. It's just beans and rice. She used Spanish rice and like ranch beans, but you can use other kinds of rice and beans if you want. Ground beef and rotel, and then you like bake it up in a casserole dish after you cook the rice and brown the ground beef, and then you sprinkle cheese on it, and you can eat it in tortillas, you can eat it with chips, you can eat it plain. I have mine with some cottage cheese, some veggies on the side. And then I use the good thin corn crackers to kind of dip into it. Instead of tortilla chips, I use those little corn crackers. And that is what's for lunch today. YouTube, my channel, my job here on YouTube has also been a source of on again, off again frustration for me for the better part of 2 years now. Over the course of the last couple years, I have just noticed my views just steadily kind of going down. Despite the fact that I haven't really changed much about my content, I still make the same kinds of videos like cooking from the pantry, cooking on a budget, cooking in the crock pot for a family, what have you. But they're just not performing like they used to. And when I dive into my analytics, the statistics that YouTube provides for us about our performance, about our audience, about our content, what I am seeing is that I'm not getting the same kind of promotion from YouTube. I'm not getting the same number of impressions. They're not pushing my videos out to as many people as they used to. And don't get me wrong, I'm really grateful for the work that I have here and for the way it has unexpectedly provided so many opportunities and income for my family. I'm just saying that it feels like I'm on the backside of a bell curve and I'm kind of in the decline, and sometimes it's really hard to see that and accept it. I've been talking about this with some of my other YouTuber buddies, and they've been noticing similar things. My personal hypothesis is that everything changed when YouTube introduced shorts. 3 years ago, there was no such thing as short form, you know, the vertical 1-minute videos that you would see like on TikTok or Instagram. You couldn't see that on YouTube. They didn't have that. It was just all long form videos, which is the type of videos I make. Now that we are sharing the same platform, the same space with shorts, we're just not seeing as much traction on our videos as we used to get. And YouTube has also added a lot of other amenities. I mean, in addition to shorts, they've introduced YouTube memberships, and you can tag products in your videos now. And that's okay. I mean, YouTube is a business. They are trying to stay relevant. They're doing what is best for their business mindset. I do believe they offer a lot of help for creators. It's their platform, and I'm basically a guest on it. But it's hard not to feel like I'm being a little penalized if I don't, you know, check all the boxes with all of the opportunities that YouTube is pushing out. But I guess I've just reached a point where something has to change, and it's probably going to be mostly my own expectation and my own benchmarks for my videos. I feel like I've been trying all of the things I know to do and listening to the podcast and doing the research and watching the videos to get my channel moving again and to get it growing again, and nothing seems to be really working. So I probably need to, you know, think outside the box and try some things I haven't tried yet. And also it's going to need to be an adjustment in my own thinking, my own mentality, and the way that I define success. So I might be trying some new things. I might make some videos on different topics that I haven't talked about before. I might do more vlog style videos, or try to make some videos in like a related niche that interests me. Basically just get back to my roots of when I first started and had absolutely no clue what I was doing, and just made whatever videos I wanted to without any concern over how they were going to perform. And also, I'm not a huge fan of shorts, but I might try to put a few out now and again and just see if it brings, you know, more people over to the channel, or see if it appeases the YouTube algorithm for me to put that kind of content out occasionally. And I'm not unlike most people. I mean, I think a lot of us who work, we get to a point with our jobs where we might be getting a little bored or a little frustrated, or we're not seeing the same kind of growth that we used to see, and we've got to evaluate and make changes and try new things. I just feel really old, and I'm really, really irritated and annoyed when I have to learn something new. I'm gonna make a little apple and yogurt parfait. So I've got some plain Greek yogurt in my bowl, and I've mentioned this before many times on my channel. Sometimes I will do a little bit of a drink flavoring packet in there, and then some apples and some granola. But today I'm gonna do something a little bit different. I'm gonna put some PB2 into my yogurt, a couple tablespoons. And then I've got my apple, I just chopped it up into little pieces. I'm gonna stir that into the yogurt a little bit. And then a tablespoon of peanuts that I chopped up, and a tablespoon of chocolate chips. I didn't have many chocolate chips, so I chopped them up also. And then a little drizzle of caramel. I only have the sugar-free caramel, but I think it'll be okay. Ooh, yummy. It's supposed to be kind of like a Snickers, and it definitely kind of has that vibe. So our old air fryer finally was giving out. We used it a lot during the kitchen renovation. It was an air fryer that was sent to me by a sponsor back when my channel was very young. Like, my channel was maybe 2 years old, and they sent me this air fryer in exchange for a review. There were a few things that were broken, like parts of the handle, and it was starting to get very difficult to clean. Like, some of the nonstick surface on the inside was flaking off. So I knew when we did the kitchen renovation that I was probably gonna order a new one. After 8 weeks without a kitchen, getting rid of our air fryer did feel a little like that scene in Castaway.
Well done! I'm sorry, Wilson!
So I ordered this Ninja air fryer after doing some research. I wanted one that was bigger because the one we had, I couldn't, you know, make a family meal in it. I would have to cook things in shifts in order to make enough servings for my whole family. But when it arrived, we realized it was so large. I was concerned that I wouldn't have a place for it on my counter because it was like the one appliance that I wanted to keep out on my counter. Well, I was able to find a place for it, actually tucked away nicely in the corner of my kitchen, and we're trying it out tonight. I was in Sprouts yesterday picking up some whole wheat flour for my sourdough starter, which is an entirely different video that I'm in the process of filming. I'm trying to bring it back to life after 8 weeks in my refrigerator during our kitchen renovation. And while I was there, I saw this pizza kit for $3.50. It was on clearance for $3.50, and it had pizza dough and cheese and pepperonis and sauce, and even regularly priced at $5, I was like, that seems like a bargain. So I picked that up, and the kids made little mini pizzas tonight with that, and a brick made a calzone with it, and so we cooked it on the pizza setting in the air fryer. I also found at Sprouts, at the same time that I picked up the pizza kit, clearanced out some salmon fillets, 2 grill-ready salmon fillets, already seasoned, marinated, ready to cook. So I'm gonna cook those in the air fryer. I am making a couple of baked potatoes, and we have like a salad kit in the refrigerator we need to use. So that is going to be dinner tonight for my husband and myself. Make sure you are subscribed. If you have subscribed before, make sure you're still subscribed, because I hear from viewers all the time saying that they've subscribed in the past and all of a sudden they're unsubscribed. Check out one of these videos to watch next, and I'll see you there.